Hey guys, I thought I would do a video that I keep mentioning but I haven't actually covered yet, and that is my experience with being dead. So I'm feeling a bit rubbish at the moment anyway, which is why I'm in my onesie at the moment. Just kind of having a slouch day, to be fair. So I did have work, and now I'm at home. I was like, it's freezing cold. It's like freezing temperatures now in the UK. So I was like putting my onesie on and chilling out and not doing anything for the rest of the day. So basically, I think I've explained before how one of them nearly happened. Um, the one that I'm going to focus on today is the main one that I remember, which is when I lost my spleen. I was born with an enlarged spleen anyway. And then one time when I was like 11, I think I was 11, pretty sure I was 11. I fell off of like a homemade swing thing that was over like a dike. It I don't think it broke. I think I just lost my grip. I wasn't really supposed to be on it anyway, but my friend sort of uh I went to take it off of my friend who'd finished with it, and then she pushed me, and I didn't have my hand on the other side of it because it was like a rope swing thing with like a stick for it. And anyway, I somersaulted and I hit the dike, which was like 3 feet below. Maybe more than that. I'm not sure. It must have been more than that because I hit it quite hard. And yeah, my spleen exploded, which is fun. We didn't realise that was what had happened. I thought I just winded myself. Luckily, though, when the doctor was there, I threw up and passed out. So he was like, okay, yeah, there's something not right here. You need to go to the hospital. Long story short, after bleeding internally and having a emergency operation, they removed my spleen. But yeah, I basically died while they were removing my spleen because I was that ill. Um, it's not good when organs explode, obviously. And yeah, I vividly remember it, which is kind of creepy. And ever since then, I have felt differently about life, which is weird. It's a weird experience to have when you're only 11 years old. Um, but it does change you, it just does. And my mum has also had this experience as well. Hers was during childbirth though, but we both have very similar stories, um, which is weird. And I remember I did creep out some of the nurses in that ward because when I woke up, I asked about this particular nurse who had a. It's like a. I don't know how to explain it. It's part of the scrubs, I guess, that they have to wear in the operating theatre. But they wear like head scarf things. They're not scarves, but they're like little. I don't know what to explain them, but they cover up their hair basically. And hers was like a Mickey Mouse one. And I woke up and I asked about it. I said, "Oh yeah, I really liked her." I was completely out of it, but I was like, "Oh, I really liked her head scarf thing with the Mickey Mouse on it." And they were like, "You didn't see that? How did you know about that?" And I was like, "I saw it." They were like, "No, you were asleep. You didn't see it." And I was like, "No, I did see it. I saw it when I was on the ceiling." And they were like, "What?" And yeah, basically what it was that it was kind of like an obviously an out of body experience because I literally died on the table, which is kind of scary to think about now, and was obviously awful for my mum to learn. But I wasn't dead for very long, obviously. But it was really surreal. Like I knew it had happened. Like I knew it had happened before they'd even told my mum, because I remembered it, and it stuck with me. Like it was just so vivid, the whole thing. And basically, it's gonna be really hard to explain. But basically, the only way I can explain it is like I was aware of everything around me, but I wasn't trapped in, because obviously the human body, you're limited to certain things. And obviously, being able to see past here, you can't do. But when you're dead, like you can literally see whatever you want to see. Like you can see as far as you can imagine. Like it's crazy because you're not limited to these two little orbs in a skull anymore. It's really weird. So I could literally see the entire room in 360. I saw everyone like buzzing around me. I saw me laying there, and I just felt really good and really calm. And it was the most amazing sensation. I'm not gonna lie, it was amazing, and it was just really calming, and it just felt like I could have just floated up through the ceiling if I wanted to. And I just can't explain it any more than that. It was absolutely amazing. Like I wasn't limited to anything. I was just this consciousness just floating around, and it's stuck with me my whole life. Like it's bizarre. How much more aware of your body you are when you've gone through something like that. I don't know how many people watching this will have been through something like that, who know what I'm talking about when I say that you're very much aware of your body when you come back. It is really bizarre, but I'm just way more in tune with it. I don't know why, but I just am. Like if something's wrong, like I'll know that something is wrong way more than I used to. It just changes you on a spiritual level as well. I feel like I'm more aware of people's, I don't know how to explain it without sounding like a complete whack job, to be honest. But I have spoken to a couple of other people in my real life who've been through this experience who know what I mean when I say this. But like when I meet people, I get a good grip on who they are, and their whole vibe is easier for me to get. I don't know. It's bizarre, and it's like it's just a weird thing. I'm just way more in tune with stuff around me and myself. And I don't know if it is because of that. I definitely wasn't like it before that. So is it to do with that? I don't know. But if any, like I say, other people that I've spoken to have experienced that. There's one person who has sort of died but doesn't remember anything from it, which is strange. They're the only person that I've met that has almost forgotten what they went through afterwards. And she's like really intrigued by it all and wants to know more about it, obviously, because she's like, I don't remember any of mine. And I'm like, that's crazy because I remember mine so well. And it's like, the good thing that came from it though is that I don't fear it now. Like when I was a kid, I was terrified of it because I lost a couple of really close people to me from a very young age. So I knew about death from like the age of 3, and it terrified me. It's just like, well, what happens? You know, it's that unknowing. But now it's like, it's not bad. It's actually not that bad. And I don't believe that that's the end of things. You know, I know it's not because I've seen it and I've experienced it. And it's like some people might not complain, but like insist that, yeah, okay, you experienced that for a little while, but then, you know, you don't know what happens when you actually die because you came back. It's like, well, I was still dead though, so it can't be that much different. It just can't be. Like, what would happen? Like, you're only conscious and aware for like, what, 5 minutes, and then all of a sudden you just evaporate? It doesn't make any sense. So I 100% believe that there's like another plane of existence that we're just not aware of. Plus the fact that, like, you know, all the spooky stuff that happens to me as well. I'm just like, I 100% believe that, like, after what I've experienced, especially, that, you know, there is life after death. Like, we're more than just a body. Like, we carry around a soul, and that soul carries on when our body dies, 100%. And yeah, I don't know, I just find it really interesting when I find somebody else who's been through that to talk to them and get their experience on it. Because like it's everyone that I've spoken to that remembers it um, has had a very similar experience where you just kind of see yourself and you can just float up and you're not limited to anything. And some people are scared by that because it's like the possibilities are endless, and your brain, well, not your brain, but whatever it is that controls that kind of freaks out a little bit because it's like, wow, what do I do? And then some of them, it's like I was, where it's just calm. You're just really calm. You're like, wow, this is really cool, and you don't feel weighed down by anything. It's really bizarre. It's the only way I can explain it. I know I'm not doing a great job, but it's one of those things where if you've experienced it, you probably are like, yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about. And people that haven't are like, what? it's just one of those things, you know, until you experience it, you can't really explain it that well. Maybe one day I'll figure out a better way of explaining it. But yeah, I keep getting asked about it because I have brought it up a couple of times and I do keep saying I'll do a video about it. So this is my attempt to explain what happened and how it felt. But yeah, obviously the other time that I died, I don't remember the full part of it, but I remember that feeling of just not being limited to, you know, your body. It's really bizarre. And when I say, like, you're really aware of your body when you come back, you literally are. Like, you can feel the weight of your hands, and you're aware of, like, the space around your eyes. It's really bizarre. Like, it's all this stuff that your brain normally just switches off because it's useless information. You don't need it. You don't need to know that your hand is hanging there and it weighs something. So your brain just kind of cancels it out. You don't really notice it anymore. And it's like, you continuously see your eyelashes and the skin around your eye, but your brain just kind of cancels it out again because it's like, you don't need that information. But when you're aware of it, you just see it all the time, and it just takes an readjusting to get used to it again. And now people are sitting there going, I can see my eyelashes, she's right. It's weird, isn't it? Because normally you don't notice it, but if you actually pay attention to it, you do notice it. It's always there. You just forget about it because your brain is just like, you don't need it. But when you come back, it's like you're more aware of that kind of stuff. And it does get very tiring sometimes because you are very aware of stuff. You know, like I say, the weight of your hands and just lifting them and the feeling of it and the thought process into getting it to move, and it's weird, but you just kind of appreciate it a bit more. So yeah, that's my experience with it. I just thought I would share it with you guys. So yeah, if you've had any kind of experiences like that, let me know. Because like I say, it's interesting that everyone that I've spoken to in real life that has been through something like that remembers it, has had the same experience. So I'm interested to see if everybody has had that same experience. You know, let me know. Or if you know someone that has, maybe ask them about it. See if they remember anything from it, because you might learn something. Cool. Okay, that's it for this video. Like I say, if I can think of a better way of explaining it, I'll do it again. But this is all I could muster at this point. Like I say, I'm not very well, so give me a break, okay? And I will see you guys in the next video. Bye.